الواحد اليوم لما يروح ينام خليه يسأل حاله السؤال التالي: أنا أفكاري صغيرة ولا منورة؟ خليه يسأل حاله: عندي أفكار ناضجة ومنورة وأقدر أشتغل بيها كطبيب، ولا أنا أفكاري كلها خلاصات وأكاديميات وورق؟ قد عندي أفكار نيرة وقد عندي أفكار صغيرة. أقدر أعالج أمي؟ ما هو أنتوا هسه طلبة طب سنة ثالثة، عائلتكم تسألكم شو هذا الدواء، شو في عندي ألم، وأنتوا تصيروا تفتوا بناء على أفكار صغيرة، little ideas here and there. في كل الأحوال at the end of the day المهنة مهنتك، وأنت في يوم من الأيام بتصير راسك وراس المريض تتحمل المسؤولية، صح ولا لا؟ ما في حدا راح يجي يقول لك قرارك، شو تريد أساعدك، شو تريد أعلمك، ما حدا. فخلونا أفكارنا شوية تكبر، وخلونا نطلع few steps towards real life، وإن شاء الله كل واحد لما يسأل حاله إيش قد عندي أفكار نيرة بيكون جواب هو يعني كمية كويسة، بس كون صادق مع نفسك. اوكي، الدخول إلى الحياة بأفكار صغيرة is not good. هسه بصير حضور غياب، اللي بده يطلع، اللي ما بده، إذا ما بده يحضر إحنا كمان ما بدنا إياه يحضر. تعرفوا هذا مين؟ هذا للي ما بيعرف، هذا اسمه ألبرت أينشتاين، شخص مشهور، وأنا بستغرب أنك ما بتعرفه. اخترع وكتب نظريات لا زالت valid، والناس تسترشد بأقواله. One of his quotations is that it's not that I am so smart. أنا مو ذاك الإنسان الذكي. It's just that I stay with problems longer. أنا ليش جبت هاي المقولة؟ لأنه لاحظت في اللاب أنه يجي هاي external oblique muscle. أوكي، إذا تطلع الساعة he looked at it for 2 or 3 seconds. وهذا right lobe of the liver 2-3 seconds. يتلصص على القريب having a glance. تقرأ جملة فكر فيها شوي، تقرأ paragraph stay longer with it، مش تمد راسك على العلم. هاي بسموه peaking، تلصق. No peaking in science. You have to spend time digesting your information. What does to peak mean? To glance quickly. Now we come back to the quadrants and the 9 regions of the abdomen. You will be taught next year that when you examine the abdominal cavity, you put your hands first of all on quadrants. gentle palpation, left upper quadrant, right upper quadrant, right lower and right left. Then you start to be more specific. You examine each of the 9 regions one by one, and your hand should be connected to your brain, and your brain will tell you which organ is under your hand. When we talk about the liver, where's the liver? Right hypochondrium, epigastric, left hypochondrium. Okay? This doctor is examining the liver. It's in the right hypochondrium. It should not be beyond the costal margin. Therefore, put the fingers like this. Some people use one hand, some people use 2 hands, and you ask the patient to take a deeper breath. Why take a deeper breath? So that the diaphragm contracts and pushes the liver down. And you should, sometimes you feel the edge of the liver. Coverings of the liver. The liver is covered by peritoneum and its own capsule. يلا اللي يطلع خليه يطلع دفعة واحدة. دفعة واحدة خلصوني. Okay. قال اطلع الشمس احسن من العلم يا باشوات وهوانم. بكره تعز على اصابع. هسه المترددين يطلعوا لو ما يطلعوا. خليه يطلع. في حدا متردد؟ يلا هيك احسن. Does the liver has its own capsule? The answer is yes. What is it called? It's called Glissen's capsule. The P2 covering its own capsule plus the peritoneum. Let's look at this diagram. You know what this structure is. Ligamentum teres. It was connection of what? It was connecting the umbilicus to the inferior vena cava. Right? A cord coming from the placenta. What do you call that? Umbilical cord. So this is containing 2 veins and 1 artery. So this is ligamentum teres. Coming from the umbilicus. Then this is double layer of peritoneum coming from the anterior abdominal wall, called falciform ligament. Falciform ligament is 2 layers. One layer is going to split and goes to the left, and one layer is going to the right to be attached to the diaphragm. This goes to the left, and this is going to the right. This is called coronary ligament because it's going to form a circle. When it reaches the right margin of the liver, it turns to the back and forms the right triangular ligament. And on the left, when it turns to the back, it forms the left triangular ligament. The arrow is dotted because it indicates that it is posterior. Now the liver is colored green, and you can see that this is the falciform ligament, and the round ligament or ligamentum teres is at the bottom of it. This is the gallbladder. So this is ligamentum, this is falciform ligament, and this is ligamentum teres. In a CT scan, this is the liver, and there's a fissure between the right lobe and the left lobe. الفشر يدخل فيها what gets in between these two lobes. Is it the falciform or the ligamentum teres? The falciform ligament has split it and covered the liver. So what goes into this fissure is ligamentum teres, because during development this was going to the inferior vena cava. If you look at this liver, here's the right lobe and here's the left lobe. This is the falciform ligament, 2 layers going to the right, and then turns to the left. This is triangular ligament. Goes posterior, and then on the left side, the same thing happens, left triangular ligament, and it goes posterior, and this is what is equal to the coronary ligament of the liver. Folds of peritoneum extending from the liver to the diaphragm, leaving the liver uncovered by peritoneum. This is called bare area of the liver. Again, this is looking at the liver superiorly. I am repeating this subject because students have some difficulty understanding what is the coronary ligament. This is what? Falciform. This is right anterior part of the coronary ligament. And this is the rest of the coronary ligament, and this is the bare area. Now, when the diaphragm comes and covers the liver, it creates 4 spaces. This is triangular ligament, and this is the other triangular ligament. When the liver is covered by the diaphragm, there's a space here between the liver and the diaphragm. This is called lateral anterior subphrenic space. We have no problem with that. Open the abdomen, you can reach it easily. Left posterior subphrenic space, that is a big problem. Difficult to reach, especially if there is fluid in the abdomen which is going to coagulate, and we have to remove it, and it is in the left posterior subphrenic space. It's hard to reach. This is the right posterior subphrenic space, also hard to reach. And this is the easiest one, right anterior subphrenic space. This is cadaveric liver. This is the right lobe. The right lobe anteriorly and inferiorly. The left lobe is smaller. This is anterior and this is inferior. This is the left lobe. This is a lobe extending from the right, and it is called caudate, the Bile Canaliculi. Now, the question is, where is it, and how can I see it on secret telephone? Secret telephone. Okay. شفت دكتور أحمد قريتي لما شاف ناس فاتحين تليفون شو عملتين؟ It is to the left of this big vein, the inferior vena cava. So, in a CT scan, where do I go to see the caudate lobe? I identify the بطل الهمس شاب انت اللي فوق اخر واحد. This is the inferior vena cava, and here is the right lobe sending an extension related to the inferior vena cava. So this is the caudate lobe. This is the inferior vena cava. This is the aorta. And the caudate lobe is going to be related to the inferior vena cava. This part of the right lobe is called quadrate lobe because it has 4 sides, and it is to the left of the gallbladder, between falciform and ligamentum teres and the gallbladder. When I look for the quadrate lobe in a CT scan, and it's between the gallbladder and this fissure. This is the left lobe. So this is the quadrate lobe. This is okay. Gallbladder, the fissure between the right and left lobes of the liver, and this is the gallbladder, and this is the quadrate lobe of the liver. This is the fissure of ligamentum teres going towards the inferior vena cava. This is a normal CT scan of the stomach, where you can see that here is mostly the right lobe of the liver, and the left lobe of the liver crosses the midline, covers part of the abdomen, and it's in the left hypochondrium. يا هانم سكري التليفون. بدي احكي لك يعني. سكري. يعني أنا بدي أحكي ربش، واللي فاتح التليفون شايف إن بالتليفون أهم من هذا الحكي، لأنه هذا ربش والتليفون is good ideas. هاي معناتها لما في صور وفي حكي علم و you ignore it and you look at your phone. You are telling me that what you are doing is rubbish, and I am not interested.
Doctor, can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Some of us uses the mobile phones to take notes.
لا اسمع لا تضحك علي.
No.
اسمع لا تضحك علي.
لا especially إنه ناس طلع.
عندك آيباد تكتب عليه أو تابلت تكتب عليه تطبع فيه بفهم. عندك ورقة بفهم. أوكي؟ أوكي؟ بس في صور تفرج عليها.
صحيح دكتور. أوكي. تحكي مع الناس اللي ضلوا.
I am not a stupid person. لا تقول لي هيك.
آسف دكتور.
Okay. Now you know this image very well. This white filled structure is stomach. This large organ on the right is the liver, and this structure at the back of the stomach is the spleen. Let us look into this area. It's the area of things passing in and out, and it is usually called hilum of the liver. There are three structures that pass in and out of the liver. Portal vein and hepatic artery, they go into the liver, and bile duct comes out of the liver. What comes in and out of the liver is arranged in this way. Most posterior is portal vein. To the left is hepatic artery, and to the right is the common bile duct. This is constant relation. There is hardly any anatomical variation. Where are we now? This is the liver lifted up. This is the lesser omentum. This is the lesser curvature of the stomach. And this is the greater curvature of the stomach. Okay. Now, why I have chosen this image is because to tell you that the edge of the liver is very sharp. In many diseases, the edge becomes rounded. Therefore, from next year and on, when you examine the liver, you have to report what is the shape of the edge of the liver. You will be asked, examine the liver. You report that it is enlarged 1 or 2 fingers below the costal margin, and if you stop, you will be asked what's the shape of the edge. If it is rounded, that means this is a sign of a disease. It should be sharp. Where are we now? This is what? This is the liver. And this is a space below the diaphragm. This is the right anterior subdiaphragmatic space, and this is the sharp edge of the liver. This is falciform ligament. This doctor is trying to examine the liver, and usually examination of the liver starts hand breadth below the costal margin, and you go up, and the hand is going towards the costal margin. Same thing. This is what you will be doing all your life. Costal margin and go up. Costal margin and you go up. This person is examining the liver from above. You know, some people prefer either this way or this way. This is also examination of the liver. Repeatedly, this kind of picture is presented to you so that you know very well that this is liver, this is stomach, this is spleen. Right? This is right lobe of the liver, caudate lobe of the liver. This is the gallbladder. This is the left lobe of the liver. This is what? Stomach. Again, right lobe, gallbladder, caudate lobe. You can see that the gallbladder has nice thin wall, and its consistency is different from that of the liver. What is this? Left lobe of the liver. This is the stomach going to be connected to the duodenum, and this is what? This is the pancreas. This is a laparoscopic view of the gallbladder. This is the liver, and this is a nice normal gallbladder. Nice blood vessels, shiny surface. This is the greater omentum. Now, if we look at this cadaver into this area, this is a duct coming from the right liver. This part of the biliary system is called right hepatic duct. This is coming from the left lobe of the liver. This is left hepatic duct. The two join and form common hepatic duct. Now, this is the gallbladder in a cadaver colored green, and this is the little cystic duct joining the common hepatic to form the common bile duct. If you look at the common bile duct, it comes posterior to the first part of the duodenum on the left side of the duodenum, first passing behind the pancreas and then going through the pancreas to join the major pancreatic duct. Here in this cadaver, you can see that this is the liver, this is the gallbladder. That's the gallbladder. This little duct is the cystic duct. This is the common bile duct, or simply bile duct. This is the common hepatic artery just to the left of the common bile duct, giving the not common hepatic artery, but the proper, the real hepatic artery, which is going to send the gastroduodenal artery. This gastroduodenal artery is going to divide into right gastric artery and gastroduodenal. The gastroduodenal goes behind the duodenum, okay, and if the person has a duodenal ulcer, a posterior one, the inflammatory process, when it eats this artery, severe bleeding is going to result. So bleeding from the duodenal ulcer is usually from the gastroduodenal artery. Now, the story of bile and bile excretion starts at home. Every story starts at home. My story starts at my home. Your story starts at your home. Here is a diagram of what goes on in the liver. Portal vein brings what is absorbed from the intestine. Hepatic artery brings oxygenated blood into sinusoids, and they end into central vein. The story of bile is in the other direction. These hepatocytes are going to secrete bile, and these are called bile canaliculi, and they are going to form bile ductules. And this is a scanning electron microscope where you freeze pieces of the liver and you fracture them, just like you fracture a piece of biscuits. And these are the bile canaliculi. This is a large picture of the bile canaliculi with microvilli to increase the surface of excretion. This is a transmission electron microscope of the bile canaliculus. These are sections of microvilli, and you can see that these are tight junctions. When you have biliary obstruction at the common bile duct because of a stone or something, pressure builds up, and the biliary system dilates. Pressure builds up until what? Until these tight junctions break. When they break, bile goes into the blood. This is a diagram of what is called the extrahepatic. See, the biliary system is divided into two parts. What is inside the liver and what is outside the liver. This is outside the liver. Here's the right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct, common hepatic, cystic duct from the common bile duct. Diseases of the biliary system generally are divided into two parts. What? Diseases of intrahepatic. You cannot do anything about them because it's a branching tree, and the whole thing is inside the liver, and you can do nothing about it. The extrabiliary system, the extrahepatic, is a system that can be dealt with. This is what the Porta Hepatis. This is the inferior vena cava. Sorry, this is the portal vein, and this is the portal vein, and this is where things go in and out of the liver. Okay, and there is something here because the gallbladder is going to be lying here, and there's a white shadow of structure coming towards this way. So this is going to be cystic duct. This is a diagram of the intrahepatic system. The gallbladder is made of fundus, body, neck, cystic duct. And if you look at the cystic duct, you can see that the mucosa is going to make the cystic duct very tortuous. تعرج كثير. This tortuosity of the cystic duct acts as a valve, and this is called Hauster valve. Hauster valve. It's hard for a stone to pass through this tortuosity. This right lobe of the liver is a normal gallbladder. Now, if we step into the real world, there is a patient who has a problem with the biliary system. Now, I want to see what's wrong with this biliary system. So, an injection of a dye in some way, you will be learning soon, and the whole system is visualized. So this is right hepatic duct, common hepatic duct, this is the cystic duct, this is the gallbladder, and you can see that the cystic duct is joining the common hepatic duct to form the common bile duct, going down, ending at ampulla of Vater, which is a dilatation, and ending up into the duodenum. So this is supposed to be normal visualization by a dye, and it's called cholangiogram. This is the fundus of the gallbladder. This is the body, infundibulum, the part of the body just before the duct, and at the neck starts the duct, and you can see that here is valve, Hauster valve, and it joins the common hepatic to form the bile duct. This is the liver in a cadaver, and this is the stomach. And if you look at the Porta Hepatis, you can see this green structure in front of the pointer is going to be the common bile duct. It's going to be the hepatic artery, the proper hepatic artery. This is the common hepatic artery, and this is the gastro-duodenal artery. If you look at this area, you can see that the common hepatic duct, as it comes through the pancreas, is joined by the major pancreatic duct, and there's a dilatation called ampulla of Vater, and ends into the duodenal papilla. This is an area of common questions in many exams. Like what? Like, what's the cause of common diseases of the pancreas? What are you going to answer? Biliary disease. Okay, because they are connected at their ends. So if there's a stone here, there will be blockage of the biliary system and the canalicular system of the pancreas. Here's a case of stones in the gallbladder, CT scan. Now, stones are formed usually in the dependent part of the gallbladder, fundus, and they, with contraction, they try to move up. Sometimes they manage, Sometimes they stop here. Sometimes they manage to go down the common bile duct. Now, the wall of the common bile duct and even the gallbladder has a smooth muscle. And when there's an obstruction, this smooth muscle is going to contract very violently. Therefore, the patient is going to feel very severe pain. This is a cadaver opened. You can see this is small intestine, mesocolon, liver, gallbladder, stomach. And we want to see how do we examine this gallbladder. Examining the gallbladder is by examining Murphy's sign. Costal margin. Mid-clavicular line. The meeting point of costal margin or mid-clavicular line, sometimes people it's called mid-inguinal line. You put your hand and you put some pressure and you ask the patient to take a deeper breath so that the liver and the gallbladder, they come down. And you press your hand. If the patient says, no, please, it's painful, then this is sign of tender and inflamed gallbladder. I'm sure you are oriented now about CT scans. This big mass is the liver. This rounded structure, which is different in consistency from the liver, a nice thin wall. This is the gallbladder, the stomach with barium and gas. Okay, here it appears as if it's the pyloric canal. This is the Vena Cava, abdominal water, and this is the pancreas. Pancreas is difficult to feel because it's just in front of the vertebra. It's so deep. Now, before the CT scan, it was hard to have any idea about the pancreas. Therefore, diseases of pancreas are always advanced. The CT scan just opened the light in the dark room, and we can see what's happening in the pancreas. This is the pancreas marked red. This is the gallbladder. This is the duodenum. This is the head of pancreas. Body and the tail. You read in your book شو القصة؟ شنو هالexit of student؟ بعد وقت عليهم. Yeah, شوفوا. Science is simple. There's a statement in the book says that the pancreas is lobulated. Okay, meaning that the surface is having ups and downs. Okay, and this is a normal pancreas, and this is the appendix. The pancreas is going, the tail of the pancreas is going towards the hilum of the spleen. This is the head of the pancreas. Stomach, first part of the duodenum, and it's medial to the first part of the duodenum. Different parts of the pancreas. This is the transverse colon, this is the mesocolon. If I want to see the pancreas, I make an incision to get into the lesser sac, and there you see the pancreas. If you look here, we have seen this area. how the common bile duct joins the main pancreatic duct, then ampulla of Vata, then major duodenal papilla. Now, if you look here, here is another problem. The superior mesenteric artery and vein are related to this part of the head of the pancreas called uncinate process. So they come posterior to the body or the neck of the pancreas, anterior to the uncinate process. Shows you the position of the pancreas, the major pancreatic duct. That's marked green, the pancreas. This is the duodenum, pancreas, and the tail of pancreas is going to end towards the hilum of the spleen. Here is the pancreas marked red. That's the head of pancreas inside the C-shaped duodenum. That's the body of the pancreas. And this is the tail of the pancreas reaching the spleen. This is the major pancreatic duct joining the common bile duct. Is the head of pancreas, neck, body, and tail. Here is the celiac trunk sending the common hepatic artery and splenic artery on top of pancreas. Is the head pancreas, the uncinate process extending from the head. This is the neck, this is the body, and this is the tail of the pancreas. This is the duodenum, and you can see that the superior mesenteric artery coming from the abdominal aorta towards this little space between the uncinate process and the neck. This is the rest of the pancreas. This is the gallbladder. If you want to look for the common bile duct lower down, it is going to be within the substance of the pancreas. This is the common bile duct. Again, nice image of the pancreas. Liver, gallbladder, duodenum, pancreas, the lobulated surface. If the surface becomes smooth, then you say there's an inflammation to the pancreas. Okay? This is the common bile duct of the pancreas. Nice image of the pancreas. That's the duodenum, and this is the splenic vein. This is the transverse colon beginning, and this is the end, and this is the mesocolon. Root of the mesocolon is running on the pancreas. And here's the emergence of superior mesenteric artery and vein, posterior to the body in front of the uncinate process, and the root of the small mesentery starts here at the position of the uncinate process. يلا يعطيكم العافية.